And welcome back to the adventures of the Beastie Boys. So last time we defeated the Kraken, and now I think I would like to do the Watermill. I don't actually know if we meet all the requirements for it, because I've never done it. We also see this group of 14 unholds wandering around. The only point to killing them would be to get the XP. So let's see. I'm not going to go off chasing them too far. We also had the ambition to kill the Kraken, and this is the ambition fulfilled. And obviously I've never seen this text, so let's read it. In your dreams it dwells, a slick, bulbous head, wimpled with lily pads and combed kuchu, and its breath lifts the mire like the gargle of a cauldron's broth. Its tentacles writhe in the penumbra like shadows upon shadows. So it is here in the far, far dark, a void into which it has carved a place and become an idle horror. When it appears in your dreams, it is such that you have gone to it. You enter the blackness and step forward, hand out, but that's all you do. You never truly draw near. Sometimes your dreams will be of something else, but you know the beast is out there somewhere. You only need to open a door or walk down some steps and you will find it and its domain again. You need not talk to your men to know they dream of it too. The world has come to know your slaying of the Kraken. Well, that was fast. But they see it in hearsay. They see it as something drawn by a mother's tongue to rush a child to bed, or a father emboldening his kin by speaking to man's triumph over terror. But they don't see it. They see the rumor, not the monster, and they treat the Beastie Boys as living legends. And like legends, which each day the men of the company fade from the tales and are replaced by proper heroes, every corner of the earth fashioning a more valiant victor over the creature. A common sellsword would never brave such a beast, they say. It was the knights of the east, the king's guard of the north. Vanity has taken your place, but the brothers you battle with know the truth, and even a dying truth is well enough to get on. So there in the dark it dwells, and there you visit it often. What other hunter can claim a feat such as this? Okie dokie. That's that done, so we'll get a new ambition here. And out of these options, we'll take the greenskin invasion. I would imagine that the run will probably go on that long if we intend to grind all the legendary beast contracts, which will take quite a bit of time. So I'm not 100% about that, but we shall see. Also, Pierre is now the newest member of the company who is gluttonous. Almost everyone is gluttonous by now. A bunch of fatties sitting around, spending time in the reserves, does that to the man, apparently. Okay, so the Watermill, where was it? Here. So let's go take a look there. We also see greenskin tracks, but I'll ignore them for now. I will fight all the challenging greenskin groups as long as it's not only goblins, I think. But I'll ignore this because it was just a little bit ways off, so we didn't actually see what we were going to face. Here's a pretty hilarious goblin camp with, I don't know, at least 10 champions. So if I'll do the Goblin City, then to facilitate that, we need to destroy 4 goblin camps. And if I do it, then I guess we will choose these more difficult ones. I don't see a shaman in this lineup, so this is pretty doable. But for now, I think we'll leave it be. Let's just head to the Watermill. I will also, I think, grant myself one save and reload possibility, because I've never done this and I've never actually watched anyone do it either. So I don't have a good idea how difficult this is, but one would imagine that since it requires the Kraken as a condition to be met, it would be more difficult than the Kraken, so we shall see. I mean, if it's even going to allow us the fight just yet. But let's take a look. The blade of the reproach of the old gods vibrates and hums. You hold it forward in both hands, the steel wobbling ever so slightly on your fingers. Smiling once more, the elder nods and turns his hand to the hanging hilt. It lifts up off its holder and floats across the room to your hands. There it turns aside and melts with the steel, becoming whole with a flash of orange and blue. It is one of the most incredible blades you've ever seen, with glyphs of moons and stars flaring along the fuller. When you look up, you can see through the elder's chest as he steadily fades away. My son has been avenged. His spirit can rest, and now so can mine. You watch as the finished sword lifts into the air and rotates with the steel pointed down. The cupboards burst open and strips of leather fly out and clasp shots of bindings that draw together to complete a sheath. Okay, so we lose the sword blade and we get into a fight, but first we have some more reading to do. The reproach of the old gods then falls and you reach to catch it, but a ghostly hand steals it away. You look up to see the elder unsheathing the blade, revealing its fire and ice, as though he brokered a new day and gloomy night in the very spectrum of its steel. He chokes with laughter. Avenge my son! Be worthy! Idle doings for simpletons. You did well to chase the carrot, sellsword, and for that I will kill you quick. Pauldrons and braziers and a chest plate rise out of the mill well, sheets of grain streaming off them to reveal their garish shapes, and the metals twist and float to the elder, fiercely striking his body as though they meant to armor the very anvil that helped craft them. The suit of steel comes together as its occupant croaks with laughter. Hands grab you by your shoulders and drag you out of the house. You are shielded by the beastie boyos. The elder gazed turns his head. A mob of morons, is it? Depart, the lot of you, and you shall be spared. I only ask that you leave me the captain, as I have already promised his demise. Fulk draws his weapon, and the rest of the company follows suit. The elder holds up the crepuscular sword in return. Yet another word I've never seen. Not sure exactly what that means. Though the steel is firmly real, the elder's body is rippling to and fro like a thinly veiled curtain on a moonlit night. His sighs and parts of blue ether drift from his lips. He turns the blade so its edge faces you. So be it. To battle! And we actually do get the option of falling back. So we are facing a few fallen heroes, that's no problem. Geist, that's the boss, I guess. Not sure how difficult that will be, and if indeed the Legends mod on Legendary difficulty has made it tougher than in Vanilla. One would imagine that probably that is the case, and also many fallen betrayers, which I would imagine this is the only location where you can fight those things. I guess they're like upgraded versions of fallen heroes. Let's fall back for now. So the lineup should be fine, 14 people in the fighting line. I don't know how the Geist behaves, if it has like a teleport attack or something. We could bring Chloe, but Chloe is not what she used to be, thanks to the partly collapsed lung, which means that we no longer benefit from perfect fit, which means that her stellar initiative is slightly less stellar now. Then again, we might not need Chloe at her best in a fight like this, I have no idea. We could bring Gajon with Taunt, and see if he can handle the Russiageist for a while. Perhaps he could, I don't know. We are already bringing Farouk with the Indom spamming. Should probably be enough to tank, well, basically everything, as long as we can get Farouk as the sole member of the group to engage the Russiageist. So what we could do is bring someone like Pamin maybe, but Pamin is level 14. I mean, that's semi-high, but everyone else is, well, everyone in the fighting line currently is higher level. So yeah, I guess we'll just have to see how tough this is. Let's save the game. And let's go, I guess. Alright, do we see the Russiageist? We see Fallen Betrayers. Judging by the perk list and their stats, I'm not too scared of them. 12 enemies in total. We'll just start by waiting, and let's keep the combat speed low for now. I would imagine that this is the Russiageist. Let's see. Yes, indeed. So, pretty high armor and health. Backstabber. Crippling strikes, resilient, etc., etc. And this is the reproach of the old god. So I know that that's the lightning sword. I know that much. So I would imagine that it's not great to get in melee range with a bunch of people. At least if they don't have the hit points to spare. If I remember correctly, lightning ignores armor and goes for hit points, but I might be wrong with that. We shall see in a moment. So the plan here, I guess, is to just get Farouk into combat or into melee range with the Russiageist, and everyone else handles the rest of them. In the meanwhile, we'll see if we can actually manage that or not. So I would be semi-scared of these things if they were possessed, but they're not, so they're just upgraded zombies. That's my assessment of the situation, having not actually fought them just yet. But we shall see in a moment. So what we will do here is, I think, just hold position with everyone except Farouk, who will go in and hopefully handle the Russiageist. If that is how you pronounce that, I don't know. So everyone else except Farouk ends their turn. And also Halver will inspire probably Sami. Because Sami is my favorite. Sami is the teacher's pet. There we go. Overall, I'm not too scared about this, but we shall see. Okay, so get Farouk in there. Then again, we can't activate Indom because we don't have Pathfinder. If I move here, it's possible that the Russiageist just ignores Farouk. If I move here, then we block partly his path, but he might just move here. Okay, well, that's a slight problem. Then again, Farouk is at full hit points and full health, so even if this is like the best sword in the game, etc., etc., I would imagine that Farouk will be okay for one round at least without Indom. So I guess we'll just move in, throw some dirt, and see what happens. Okay, only one hit. Chance 39. What is Farouk melee defense? 80. Okay. Well, that's not too threatening. Oh yeah, I think I did at some point, like quite a while ago, read about this fight. So I think there's like a second form of this guy. So we shall see. That's going to be more interesting than this seemingly flimsy version. But let's kill every other thing that's quote-unquote alive here. start by missing a 95, as is tradition in these undead fights. 3 of them have surrounded Farouk, but since he will be able to spam Indom indefinitely from now on, I think he will be just fine. And yeah, these Fallen Betrayers seem quite easy. Unless they have a second form as well, I don't know. So that's already 2 of them down. So with Enhard I could already move against these guys. Which is probably fine, I think. So let's risk it, if you can call it a risk. And keep on killing. We also have the nets. I'll save them for the Rushgeist, I guess. We still don't know how hard the Rushgeist is to hit. Also, I don't know if it can be stunned. It doesn't have Steel Brow. But it is a boss, so one would imagine that it cannot be stunned. But yeah, so far, so good. Go for this thing, I guess. And with Fulk, let's move there, sure. Keep on using the reach weapon though. Play it a little bit safe. Let's inspire Hubert, I think. Okay. Okay. Fallen Betrayers are back, but if they work like zombies, this is their only revive. And also these 2 don't have their weapons anymore, so that's kind of pathetic. And there they go down again. I don't think there's a reason in waiting. At least not until the Rushgeist reaches its second form, which I think is what is going to happen in this fight. So if that second form has like an ability that inflicts a daze-like effect, then waiting would be good, but currently no need to wait, I think. So let's just basically autopilot through this fight. I'll save the nets until the helpers have been dealt with and we start really pounding the Rushgeist's butt. Not sure why I felt the need to censor myself. But I did. Okay, let's use a great lunge for once. The damage was not that great though. Very stamina intensive weapon, the Estok. Okay, now we can start the Indom spam. We might as well shield wall. Do you have fast adaptation? You don't. 42 to hit. Okay. So who do we inspire? Asa is okay as a target. Let's do Asa. Could equip the Bitter Bone Grinder now, but then again, using the Bitter Bone Grinder is a bit more stamina intensive, so without quick hands it's not the best choice, I think. Okay, Farouk has been bitten twice, but it did nothing. Didn't even get through the armor. Right. Let's move Yon closer. Also, I'm not sure once the Rushgeist actually connects a hit with the sword, what is the reach of the lightning effect. So we shall find that out probably at some point in this fight. If we get really lucky, then that will actually never even occur in the first place, but we shall see. Alright. There we go. Just move closer to the Rashigeist. Could use the polearm here. Oh, the Rashigeist went for a bite. Okay, sure. Why the hell not? If the sword isn't working, why not use your teeth instead? That's some forward thinking there. Actually use quick step to allow Borghild to step in there. Off with your stinky, rotting, decaying head. So there's one fallen betrayer left. I guess we'll just go in for the Rashigeist now. I'm not too afraid. But we shall see if indeed there is a second form, how tough that will be. So I'll move here with Enhard, and Hubert can move here probably afterwards. Next round. Let's use a net on the Rashigeist. We might even be able to kill this first form before it gets to act again. The net will help with that, lowering initiative. Okay, and so there's a slight chance, I don't know, but if I were to design a boss battle, then I might decide to do it like so that if there is a boss here with helpers, then if the helpers are still alive, they get some added bonuses once the boss has been defeated for the first time. But I have no idea if this is how it works. So also there's only one of them, so let's just go for the Rashigeist instead of this fallen betrayer, which is basically not a threat. Okay, a bunch of them have returned. Also, I don't know if a hit from the lightning sword will inflict something like a stagger, but I would imagine that it probably doesn't. But just in case, I should have probably waited with Sami instead of ending his turn there. Okay, we are getting through the Rashigeist. I guess I help around here with Herman. Oh, accidentally moved to the wrong spot there. Oh well. So let's check. Well, at least the tooltip is claiming that the Rashigeist can actually be stunned, which is slightly weird. We have Vengeance active. We don't really need to indom here. We haven't taken basically any damage, I think. Let's just go for damage, I think. Okay, there goes the 9 lives. So one more hit, and if there indeed is a second form, that one more hit will activate it. The Rashigeist does get to act before we can inflict that final damage on it, though. Breaks free, and that's all it does. Okay. I will allow it. Okay, if the fallen betrayer has hit us, what were the chances? 31 and 22. Okay, whatever. The damage is negligible, so whatever. And now let's see what happens when we kill, quote-unquote, the Rashigeist. Okay. There we go. Now this gets more interesting. So now the Russia Geist is an actual Geist and is now nimble. Not sure if that is the case in vanilla or not, but it is definitely the case here. It also has more action points. It has 12 action points now, so far tougher. You also get a bunch of Geists, which we can probably kill in pretty fast fashion. But we shall see. Just checking the perk list here. Don't see anything too noteworthy. Does have Underdog to help with surround bonuses. Okay, I might as well... immune to being rooted, okay. So can't be netted again. I could use a net on the Fallen Betrayer, but let's instead hit some Geists. Well, try to hit some Geists. So Halvar is over here, which means someone like Serhilda might get frightened. We shall see. Let's move Halvar. Or I could just inspire someone. If I inspire someone with high initiative, then we can deal with the Geists before they get to act. So I could inspire Sami, who can lunge at this one and this one. Well, sure. Let's inspire Sami. Okay. The Headless Fallen Hero has returned. I think I will go for the Geists instead of the Russia Geist. Because our Bannerman is kind of poor. Or kind of bad. Well, bad is not the right word. Let's say mediocre. And we only have the one instance of Rally available, and that's on the banner. So the more Geists we deal with here, I suppose the easier this fight will get. And we land a semi-lucky hit. Then again, the tooltip, I think, once again lied. It was 62, I think. But the history here, combat log, says 82. Well, I'll take it. We landed the hit. We also landed that hit. And now we have a choice whether to go back for the Russia Geist or to go for this Geist here. Or we could just wait. That is allowed. I think I'll just go back for the Russia Geist. Well, let's actually wait. I think. Let's see what happens. Also, okay, 55% chance to hit only, so the Russia Geist has quite a bit of melee defense. Enhart has 105 melee skill. I would imagine that it is not immune to being dazed. We could just go for the 77 thrust though. Let's just go for the thrust. And since I don't know if the Russia Geist has an ability that can inflict something like a daze or a stagger or a similar effect, I will wait with people instead of ending their turns. Okay, so Fury can deal with this Geist, so let's send Frirak up against this one. Okay, we missed. One more down. Could use a net on the Fallen Betrayer, but let's instead go for the Geists. And once again, Serhilda misses. That's 452 misses for Serhilda. Slightly worrisome. Okay, we have inflicted a stagger thanks to the famed Golden Dax ability there, which is only a 17% chance. One more Geist dealt with. Move. Nah, let's actually wait. Because of the lightning sword, if it hits, then if I wait, then the possible AoE won't hit Herman. Here I will go for the Geist, I think. There we go. Oh. Geist went for a move. No one has gotten too scared. Here I will use Indom again with Farouk, just in case. Fallen Betrayer lands a hit with the teeth again. 81 miss. We are nearly through the Rashigeist's hit points already. Nice. We might even be... can we? No, we can't. Well, we almost were able to kill it before it gets to do anything in its second form. So let's see what it does, what it's able to do. Equip the pike there. Goes for... Okay. So that did deal quite a bit of damage to Yawn, who has semi-low hit points. But unless there's a third form, then it can't do that again, because we will be able to kill it. But yeah, that was semi-terrifying. For Yawn, specifically. Okie dokie. Keep on moving. And let's inspire Sami. Here I will equip the Reach Flail. And let's see if this kills the Rashigeist. Well, seemingly it did, so that's that dealt with. Pretty easy. So 7 Geists left, well 6 Geists and a Fallen Betrayer. There you go, Sir Hilda, good job. Thank you, Quick Hands. Okie dokie. Thank you, Quick Step. And that's 2 enemies left. I only see 1. Whoa. Headless Fallen Hero. Okay. Okie dokie. Alright, just 1 more Geist. And that's that. Overall, quite an easy fight. And here is the magic sword. I don't know if the stats are fixed, but I would imagine that they are, because they're kind of... how should I say it? They don't seem random. So damage of 50 to 55, 20% armor ignore, 90% effectiveness against armor, inflicts additional 10 to 20 damage that ignores armor up to 3 targets. So is that inflicts an additional, is that the lightning effect, or is the lightning effect hidden from the description? I don't know. Up to 3 targets, so I would imagine that is the lightning. Okay. Okie dokie. I guess we'll use that weapon. So Sami actually makes a good user of it, but we don't have quick hands, so I will give it to someone else, I think. So where is it here? Might as well repair a chain mace, not that it matters anymore. So we will give that weapon to either Firi or Frirek. I guess Firi is the better choice, has more melee skill. So we might give the flurry as a backup weapon to Sami again. That was the case for a long time. Can we get quick hands on you? We can. We might consider that. But have the reproach of the old gods for now. I wonder how the runes you can craft in Legends interact with the lightning effect. I would imagine that the lightning effect is separate, so we can't, for example, put a bleeding rune on this thing and then get bleeding from the lightning. That's my assumption. Anywho, let's do this instead. So let's give the flurry as a backup weapon for Firi, and for Sami, let's give him the sellsword's edge as a backup weapon. I guess I'll keep this flask of heartwood sap on him for now. But yeah, that was that done. Semi-anticlimactic. Save the game. We are pretty close to Brookstad. I guess we'll head there now. So what our goals for the run are now is to hopefully unlocking and dealing with the legendary contracts, the beast contracts. We still have the majority of them left, I think. So we've done Stallworms, we've done Heartwood Scrats, and we've done Rock Unholds. Here's a ruined hut with a pretty funnily named goblin, Pig's Hot Fork. So yeah, but I guess we'll just allow them to exist for now. I don't really... Oh, we're out of food. Well, we are heading to Brookstad, so we can buy some food there. Hopefully we can get there before people start complaining. Well, here's a greenskin horde. It's pretty easy, but they will have some strange meat at least, so let's kill them. We also have the ambition, so why not? Why the hell not? So Jon did take some hit point damage there. I guess we could just let him sit out for now. Let's bring a new guy, I guess. So bring in Kraka. And let's also let Farouk sit this one out and bring in the other new guy, Barend. Like so. Let's add Asker to the front. We don't really need these nets, but yeah, actually let's let Serhilda sit out and let's bring Pamin instead. Just to have some variety in our lineups. Now, stop running away. Also, we haven't fought kobolds before in this run. I think I fought them before, but I can't remember for sure. Kobold fighter, times 3 at least. I will increase the combat speed for this. Let's make it 2. Start by waiting. And yeah, they have this vanishing ability, it seems. But we can still see them if we hover over the position. Alright, let's just keep waiting. And start the fight. Okay, Urmuk Ghoul is the name of this guy. Behemoth over there. Even on a battle-forged guy, I'm not too afraid of a behemoth at this point. Just hold the position. Keep on killing. Lightbringer, okay, it has a special attack, 8 fatigue. Okay. Need to be just a little bit careful with the new guys, even in an easy fight like this, I think. Or maybe need is a strong word, but it's the more prudent choice. So I will do so. At least for now. Let's inspire Pamin for next round. Yeah, thank you for revealing the locations of the kobold fighters. Well, we already did know that, but thanks anyway. Okie dokie. I can actually attack the kobold fighters even though they're hidden. Okay. Nice flanking. Very nice. Oh, Urmuk. Why so scared? Okay, so I guess we just move in on Urmuk Ghoul here. Not afraid of the behemoth. Does Fury actually have resilient though? I think he doesn't. So maybe I should be a little bit scared because of the stagger possibility. Yeah, he doesn't. Okay. Also, accidentally ended turn there. Of course, when I used the demolish armor, we hit the head, which had 0 armor. Well. One-shotted. Okay. I'll wait for the behemoth to step down. Might also be just fleeing. Not really thrilled about giving it the high ground advantage here, even though we would probably be able to pretty easily deal with it. But if it wants to flee, then whatever, I don't care. I just don't care. But yeah, at this point it's probably going to flee. We shall see. Okay. Herman and Frirak have been put to sleep. So I think that's the same exact effect as from the Alps. So we can wake them up with Pamin, if that is the case. Yeah. Now let's see what the behemoth does. Okay. Does want to fight. Did get next to Pamin. I was kind of a little bit worried about that being a possibility, but I think it will be fine. Unless he gets hit in the head, that's going to kill him. Okay. We don't have rotation either, but we might be able to break its resolve before it can do anything. But yeah, that just might be quite deadly for Pamin, we shall see. Let's throw some dirt, that will help. Equip the ball flail. .95 miss. Another 95 miss. Decent damage. Okay. That's that done. These things are fleeing as they should. Okay, I think I'll let them go. Might not even be able to catch up to them anyway. Probably, actually. Placeholder, back of darts, okay. Blowgun. So this can put people to sleep, I think. Quite an interesting weapon. Don't think we'll be using it. Not at this stage of the game. Okay, let's head to Brookstad. 3 skull horror in the woods. Web spinners. Yeah, we need to unlock the redback spider contract still. So I suppose we shall do that. Probably. What is the selling price? It is 17. Not great, but it's okay. Don't have a lot of food available. Well, that kind of incentivizes me to not do the spider contract and instead go look for food. But let's buy what we have. Even the more expensive stuff. Well, we are out of inventory space and we are here to sell shit anyway, so let's get to the selling. Yeah, buy the food. Don't need these. I'll keep the rock unhold hides for now, even though I'm pretty sure I won't be using them. Gossamers can be used for crafting better nets. I guess I could keep them. Don't need this many shimmering ashes. Let's keep some though. Here is the Conquerors. I think that's what the guy was called. His cleaver. It is pathetic, so we will sell it. Really don't need to be repairing a military cleaver to get a better price for it, but for some reason I feel inclined to do something like that. Can't sell a 15% military cleaver, just can't force myself. Okay, nearly through the inventory. Alright, I think that's good enough. What is this? Return item. We don't want to return a 1 skull item. We might consider a 4 skull, but even that would be probably very, very, very easy. Which means not exciting. Okay, so we need more food. Where do we want to go for food? We could head south. We could also head east. We could also just camp and hunt. A good thing would be to find a caravan which would enable us to hunt and train and craft while we travel without spending food resources. Let's go south, I think. Let's stop at Hemlesburg. And from there move on. We see goblin raiders. Goblins. So this is a semi-easy fight, despite the semi-large number of champions. There's one shaman. Okay, well, sure. We have the ambition, so let's kill goblins for once. Is this another group of goblins? I think not. It's probably the same group. Not sure. It might be a different group, but it's way over here if it is. So, yeah. Goblins. Goblins, goblins, goblins. So the optimal way of doing this perhaps would be to have some more shields equipped, but I can't be arsed to do that. Let's move a little bit closer with the formation. "14 people in the fighting line. Do we need our top line for this? 34. I mean, we can't, or we shouldn't bring Yon, because getting hit by a puncture would be quite bad. With 47 hit points left. I guess Serhilda would help against the champions. They're pretty difficult to hit. So who do we let's sit out for this? Well, Frirak, for example, doesn't have Resilient. Resilient helps a lot against goblins. Kraka has some decent armor, so we might bring her, I think. I think it's a her. Fury also doesn't have resilience, so we could let him sit out, perhaps. Then again, the lightning effect against goblins would be pretty nice. Parent has resilient and has nimble, so why not? Why not? Even though he's only level 9. So I guess this is the lineup. We'd also bring Faruk though. Okay. Okay, Fulk has resilient. Let's use him in the front for now, even though there is the slight chance, since he's light, that he will get into trouble in this fight, but we shall see, we shall see. So 14 people in the fighting line, let's go. Okay, and I would imagine that they're going to be aggressive here. That would definitely be appreciated. Getting pummeled by their stupid throwing weapons for a long time is not ideal. Okay, so the plan here is just to be aggressive, and I think that will be enough. The one shaman might pose a problem, and the champions will be quite difficult to kill. And they also deal some damage, so we shall see. Slight chance that I get some... Oh, we accidentally brought 40... we accidentally brought 15 people. So... didn't actually put Freerek in the reserve, so what we will do here is just put Freerek into a bush and not use him, I think. That is our way around that, since we have the self-imposed limitation. Okay. Let's just break free on Borghild already. There we go. I think we'll just go in. Asa also has resilience, so... Start by missing a 63. This is only a regular goblin skirmisher, not even a champion. 104 melee skill, okay. Well, that at least means that since we are now engaged in melee, they will start being more aggressive. 57 to land a lunge on Zogrok Stabfoot. We did miss. I'll just move in here. I hate fighting goblins. Freerek can sit in here. I would imagine that since it's the high ground, they will be less inclined to engage in melee with him anyway. On the Wolf Riders. So Fury, 191 initiative. I think that's more than the goblins, so let's be a little bit aggressive, probably. No resilient though, as I already stated earlier. So if someone like Fury gets netted and targeted by multiple of them, then that is quite bad indeed, but... honestly, I'm not going to be too sad if someone like Fury dies, so let's just go in. But let's make some effort in keeping him alive, so let's use a net on Lebzuk Leg Chewer. Equip another one. And Herman can also help. Well, he can do his best at least. Oscar can just go in as well. 84 is the best chance, let's go for it. Here come the nets. Or some of them at least. Okie dokie. That is semi-bad for Firi and Herman. Don't actually probably have anyone with good initiative nearby who can get to them, apart from Hubert maybe. So being netted will basically guarantee that they will be hit. Okay, Pamin can provide some support. Free allies 40%, so even though it would be probably more beneficial to free Fury, it's not guaranteed. So let's instead go for this, which might even kill. It did kill, good. Let's go for this next. Okay. Let's inspire Hubert. Kraka can help around, but as he or she is battle-forged, will definitely act after the goblins. Okay, I guess we'll go for the thrust. Targeting the ones with nets is probably the best course of action. Just end round with Frirak, or end turn rather. Let's provide some hit chance bonuses for Hubert there. But let's wait with the other net. Okay. 81. One champion dealt with. Here's Zuktor Man Trap. Okay. And now let's see what they can do. So far, not that much. It's another net. Goblins and their footwork. Okay. I think I'll go for the Lightbringer attack here instead of breaking free. I just want to see how it can do. Do you have Berserk? You do, okay. Would help to have Battle Flow as well, but alas, we don't have it. Let's go for the 95. Okay. Do it again. Break free is 94. Okay, I will do it. Good, good, good. So with Parent, let's just move and break Kraka free. I'll break free here. And preemptively already equipped the Zweihander, even though we can't use it during this round. So minus range defense means less out of close combat archer, but it shouldn't matter, especially against goblins, especially against the goblin with 7 hit points left. But now we cannot move unless we break free, so let's wait for now. This is Borkhild, I think. Can move and probably get a kill on the skirmisher. Pamin is free again. 95 miss, so I was wrong. If we had gotten the kill, we could have also freed Asa probably, so... Not something that will sink the fight for us, but definitely kind of annoying. Use a net, and that's all the nets. Okay. Sadly, this brush is in the way, so I don't think I want to try to hit a Lebsuk. Let's instead do what? Move here, maybe? Sure. Okay, since we have 4 action points left, let's equip the ball flail. Okay, more of them dealt with. Fatigue is running out. So maybe rebound or recover should be our next perk on Fury. Unless we can find like a feeding rune for this weapon. Then again, if we do find a feeding rune, then not sure if that would be the weapon I use it on. It would be kind of ideal to get a feeding rune for the new guy who's going to hopefully be using perfect focus. But that might never materialize, so... Not something worth considering in the middle of a goblin fight, I guess. Okie dokie, let's free Asa, I guess. Unsuccessfully so. Nice move, Lebsuk. I am impressed. This Wolf Rider is coming for Halaver, which could possibly be a slight problem, but only a slight one. Killed the wolf there, so it doesn't go for Halaver, though it might have just gone for the closest target. And one wolf probably wasn't that big of a threat anyway. Okay, out of fatigue. Let's intercept the Wolf Rider. And also inspire Fulk. Okay, so no benefit from close combat archer against this target. And throwing mastery damage is increased by 30% when attacking at 2 tiles of distance. 20% at 3 tiles. So this should still deal some damage. Not overly impressed though. Don't really care if the champions get away, but also I don't think stop Zogrog. Whatever. $72. And we are basically out of fatigue now. Sad. Let's intercept these gobos. Kulchik Scalp Lover. Could maybe if I were a more... What am I trying to say? If I were more creative and intelligent, I could come up with like something like a dandruff joke about that, but couldn't do that here. Let's see. So both of these are fleeing, all of these are fleeing, well, almost all of them. Suktar. Okay, let's go for Suktar. Shaman has done its thing already. Okie dokie. 70 miss. By the way, this Swarm of Insects ability is way OP. So if you do the... Is it the Ranger start these days, which starts with the Druid? If you take this ability, then you are basically beating everything in the game, because minus 50% to almost everything is just huge. Stupidly OP. Also, Zogrok came back, so we might as well kill him for it. Commendable bravery, but stupid. Also, the lightning effect didn't trigger there, so I guess it only triggers when we use the Lightbringer specific attack, which I guess is a bit of a letdown, or I'm slightly disappointed by that. But maybe the weapon would be OP if it triggered on those fleeing attacks as well, I don't know. Alright, so 12 goblins left. 11 goblins left. Nine goblins left. I'll let this one ambusher go. I can't be arsed to kill every single one of them. Nice one, Oscar. Okay, I'll let the rest of them go, apart from these two. Actually, I'll end around here. So if this one is able to escape, then so be it, but it wasn't, or he wasn't. So it's over, that's that. No levels. Bunch of goblin junk. So if I remember correctly, in PTR these goblin weapons are actually usable because they cost 1 less AP to use, which makes them semi-worth it even in late game. But in regular Legends as it stands, after the semi-early game, these weapons, in my opinion at least, don't have much utility. The goblin bows do, because they work with poacher perks, I think. I'm 75% sure about that. But we don't have anyone with the poacher perks. Anyway, it's been over an hour now, and that's enough for this episode. So we took down the Watermill. So out of the legendary locations, the library is still there, which we might do, and the Goblin City is still available, if available is the right word to use, but yeah, that we might do as well. It's been a while since I've done that on Legends, especially without an archer, so I imagine it's going to be highly painful without a good archer, but we shall see if we get there. Would also like to have Pathfinder on more people, if so, but alas, it is what it is. Are there more legendary locations? I can't remember. Maybe the Legends mod added something that I can't remember, but anyway, we've dealt with the Black Monolith, we've dealt with the Ijirok, we've dealt with the Witch Hut, we've dealt with the Kraken, and we've dealt with the Watermill, as far as I can remember. So we shall see what happens, but the priority for next episode will be just to get some food, as exciting as that will be. But in any case, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.